up, you will see we have a new face with us, very friendly, smiley face with us this evening. So Kaz and myself would like to extend a very warm welcome to Karen Huxtable. Karen, give our members a little introduction, because Kaz put out a shout out for somebody to join me and Kaz, so we wanted a third person to help us out, and you very graciously offered, and we're really pleased to have you. I think we've found a really good fit for us, which is just wonderful. So introduce yourself. Tell us why you wanted to do it.
So I worked for libraries for 18 years, and last year I left and took on a new career, which it's not anything to do with books whatsoever. And part of my role at Libraries Unlimited was to do the author talks, which we developed in lockdown. And I loved them, and I was doing sort of a couple a week. And when I left libraries, they obviously stopped. And I've done a few with friends, and I've done a few on my own Instagrams, but I really, really miss doing them. And another friend of mine saw your advert, and I thought, well, what have I got to lose? It would be great. And you're such a great group, and I love crime, so it just felt like a really good fit for me. And you two are lovely as well, so I think, yeah, we'll make a good trio.
Tell us about your first interview. I know you're really excited for this one.
I am. So I have got my first interview on the 1st of February, and it's with the wonderful Sam Blake and her book The Mystery of Four, which looks like my sort of crime. I like the golden age crime. It looks like it's got a bit of an Agatha Christie-esque feel about it, and as you'll get to know, I love Agatha Christie, and living in Devon, I feel like I have a real affinity with her as well. So yeah, so I'm really excited to be joining you. Thank you.
Kaz, why don't you tell us about your next interview?
My next interview is on the 25th. She says confidently, like she's looking at the calendar and isn't. And it's with Jo Callahan, who wrote In the Blink of an Eye, which I've not read yet, but is speculative. Got an AI hologram detective, which I know because I'm reading the back of the book. And sounds very like it's up my street, because I love a bit of speculative fiction.
You do, which makes me think straight of S.C. Moorhead on Witness X, which you may have mentioned a couple of times. Just a little bit of a fan of Sarah Moorhead.
She's going to get like a what's the word for those things?
Restraining order?
Yeah.
I apologise to everyone for me and Kaz coughing. I don't know why mine started again. This is really fun. Poor Karen putting up with us. At least you're not in the same room.
No, exactly. I think we're spread out fairly well, aren't we? Although I might get that sort of doctor's waiting room cough when everybody else starts coughing as well.
Next week on the 18th, Wednesday the 18th of January, is my first interview of 2023. I can't even... No, 2023. Ugh. And it's Keir Abdullah, Those People Next Door. Now, I absolutely adore Keir. I saw her do a live interview in person last year, and she's terrific. And I've interviewed her before. For anyone who wants to find out a bit more about the book, there is a little promo video pinned in the featured section at the top of the group, and Keir will tell you all about it. I'm going to be starting to read it tomorrow, and I cannot wait. Although I expect to be creeped out and angered quite a lot by the bits that I know about it. So let's see. So I'm going to ask you both what else you've been reading, because we've been off. I don't know about you, Kaz, but I've been able to kind of choose some of the things that were in my backlog. And one of them was Mark Edwards' Here to Stay. And I've had it at the side of the bed for a while, waiting to read it. And it was absolutely brilliant. And I started it, and I remember looking at the clock one night and thinking, it's gone midnight, you need to go to sleep. And just, it was absolutely brilliant. It was one of those that I did eventually fall asleep. It's such a slow burn all through the book. A guy called Elliot, who lives in this house by himself. He's not got any families. He was orphaned. And he's got quite a nice life. He's got his friend Amira that he's got a business with. And then he meets this woman, Gemma. and they have this whirlwind romance and fall in love, and he's just got this perfect life. And then he meets his in-laws because they come to stay for a couple of weeks. And from there, things take a turn. And I don't think I should say anything else except go and read it. It's fantastic. Absolutely love this book. Mark Edwards is brilliant. And the last time I interviewed him, he had pink hair, which just makes me like him even more.
Sounds very
It was
cool.
just bright pink. I can't remember what the reason for it was now.
Didn't
And I
he have a
interviewed
cat
him
or
in,
something?
yeah, I interviewed him and Graham Bartlett, and Graham Bartlett turned up in a green wig. And if I'd have got the memo, I might have turned up in a wig as well, but I didn't. So I just sat looking at them two thinking, oh my word, what have I let myself in for? But it was brilliant. And if you can find the interview on YouTube, and you know which one it is because of the green and pink hair. So easy to spot.
I'll check that one
What
out.
have you two been reading?
So I am a big Janice Hallett fan, and I was lucky enough to get the proof of the mysterious case of the Alperton Angels before Christmas, and it's a chunk. It really is. So I decided I didn't have any other books to read over Christmas, so I decided to read that one, and I absolutely loved it. I loved the appeal. I loved the Twyford Code. And this one, for people who don't know Janice's style, she writes so uniquely. This one is emails and WhatsApp.
Excuse me, I'm sorry.
And it's the story is, you're basically looking at a story from the outside, and you have to decide what you're going to do at the end once you've read it. So it's centered around a cult, and something that happened quite a few years ago. And there was a baby saved from the cult, and that baby is now 18 years old. So they're trying to trace the baby so that they can do a story on it. And it's about an author who is trying to do like a true crime book about it. It's great. It's absolutely compelling. It is like I said, it's a chunk, but I raced through it because it's so good, so compelling. And I think that one's out maybe next week. So.
And Janice is so lovely.
Yeah,
you would never believe the things that come out of some of these authors' imaginations when they look so sweet and they're so gracious and so wonderful. And you sit and have these lovely conversations with them, and then you read it and you think, oh, okay.
I wonder how they sleep at night sometimes, because like their brains must be so like just full of stuff.
Kaz, what about you? What have you been reading? Excuse me, I'm sorry.
I've been on a reading mission recently. I raced through Peter May's Wintergrave earlier this week because it was such a good read. Absolutely loved it, and had a lovely chat to him about it yesterday. I am currently reading a book about the guy who founded WeWork.
Founded
WeWork, you know, the shared office space.
Oh, right,
like
okay.
Co-working, yeah.
It's like the thing about how it crashed and burned and things. It's interesting, and some other kind of nonsense about zombies and things. But just after Christmas, I got given the manga that is written for me and only me. So you know I like comics.
Yeah.
This is the best one ever. Look, it's about someone who
Dinosaur Sanctuary.
You like dinosaurs?
Love dinosaurs.
She may have had some dinosaur-themed Christmas gifts this year. And every year, actually.
Every year. Yeah. I have clothing with them on. I'm dressed quite normally today. I'm made
a dinosaur. I said I like a dinosaur. Yeah.
So we've got lots of different things coming up, and we're really excited that I'll have one more person to watch, and I won't have to talk quite as much. It'd be really nice.
Good at it, you see. You'll have to. I feel, yeah, it's great.
No, I think people can cope with one less night of me every couple of weeks. It's fine. You're like the gift that keeps on giving, Karen. Did you have a #1 book last year?
Oh, I did. Oh,
I'm sorry, I've put you on the spot. You have a think. I'll remind everyone that mine was The Storytellers by Karen McKinley, and I absolutely loved it. And Jules Buddle is the handle of Jules Swain on Twitter, and her book club have just read it or are just about to read it. So they're kind of all having a read of it and chatting about it. So I'm interested to see what people's thoughts were on it. So I absolutely loved it. Kaz, what was yours last year?
Everybody knows what mine was last year. I didn't just talk about it. I kind of had two. So one was Lessons in Chemistry by Bonnie Garmis.
Yeah.
I absolutely love that. I'm going to reread it, and I think I've forced about at least 15 other people to read it probably by now. And my other one is Sarah Moorhead's, S.E. Moorhead's book 2, which has a publisher now. And when that is
Congratulations, Sarah.
my book of the year, because it was phenomenal.
You have raved about that book for quite some time.
So good. So good.
So mine actually was The Language of Food by Annabel Abbs.
Okay, I've not read that one.
Not crime at all. It's basically a book about a woman who through sort of things that happen in her life, she comes across an old cookbook and decides that she's going to sort of start cooking, and she's got no sort of experience or anything at all, and it's based on a true story of a lady called Eliza Acton, and she was really like the first Mrs. Beeton.
Right.
And actually Mrs. Beeton is supposed to have maybe taken some of Eliza's recipes and turned them into her own sort of thing. So I read that one last year, and it's just a beautiful book, and it's about another woman who she's called Anne, who she becomes friends with, and it's about female friendship, and it's just a really great book.
I love it. So for anyone who's looking for books to go and read while we've been off and not recommending as many, then there you go. There's a good start. Thank you, ladies, so much. It's really lovely to see you both. And it's lovely to finally be able to break the silence on who our third member is of the chat team. And it's just what a lovely way to spend a Friday night.
Great, thank you.
Thank you both very much. I look forward to watching all of our interviews. Well, not my own, obviously, but I'm really looking forward to seeing the interviews that are coming up. And we have got quite a packed year. And for anybody who wants to come and meet us in person, nerve-wracking, have a look in the featured section at the top of the group. There's some information about our events in June, and there's also a website, ukcrimebookclub.com. Oh good, I remembered it. So go and take a look.
One of the creators of it.
Yeah, but remembering URLs, it's like remembering dates for interviews and titles of books, who goes with which author. And it's like asking you on the spot, what was your best book last year? And I should have warned you I was going to do that. That was not helpful. I didn't know I was going to do it, to be fair. But there we go.
Luckily, I have my phone next to me, so I could have a look.
Thank you both very much. And members, I hope you'll give Karen a warm welcome for the way that you've supported me and Kaz as well. So, yay.
Thank you.